Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Now, right. Hello. Welcome to Snow City. And today, we are going to show you around our lovely place we have here. Yes, it is rather lovely. Yes. I don't know what else to say, really. I kinda left this recording too long. Oh well. Hehehe. Is this microphone even on? I mean, we're meant to be recording here. Oh, right. So, this is the map of my city, as you can see. Here is the central area, right there. Right in the middle, that white spot there, is the central area, which we'll be exploring later. And as we go around the outside of the city, you notice there are spaces. This is where the city hasn't really filled in yet. Anyway, towards the west of the city, and the east of the city, and the south and the north are different cities. So on the east, we've got blah blah blah. On the south, you've got Gollum City, and towards the north, up there, we have my Funland. Towards the east, we don't talk about. That land is known as Nowhere. Anyways, there are other parts of the map, but we will be exploring them in more detail throughout this video. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'll just flicker around the lever a bit, just to show you different parts of the map. Sorry, I got my east and west mixed up. On the east is blah 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 blah, and on the west is the area which no one talks about. Apologies. Hello. We are now in a different part of the city. We are in the Central Business District area. The area which I showed you on the map, the white square. This area is known for high skyscrapers, and this weird patch of grass in the middle. It is where a stubborn person decided that they did not want to give up their house no matter what. It is now a listed building, and is known as the Stubborn Man's House. Over here, as we walk towards this side, we see houses towards my right. These are known as the Golden Houses, and they are some of the original houses in the city. They're also attached to the Rainbow Building, which was built on top of it. Over here, we have the Grand Tower, which is part of the Central Hall. This, over the years, has expanded to include a church, a cafe, and the Houses of Parliament. It also has a grand hall inside it. It has become one of the main focal points for the city. People can also visit the clock tower upstairs. We're gonna have to wait here because some of the camera crew have forgotten their bags and needed to go back and get some. That's annoying when people forget their bags. But oh well, we'll just wait. Ah, they've remembered them. Right, let's continue with the tour. So, like I said, over here is the Cafe of Flags. It is known as and over here is the Clock Tower Church. The Cafe of Flags is known as the Cafe of Flags because of the fact it used to be the old flag room, but because of supply and demand, they made it into a cafe so that people could get food inside the Parliament. Also, it meant more people would stay rather than go. They have also built a church on the other side. This was because some people needed a place of worship in the area. Also, it is known for having very tall ceilings. In fact, it's one of the tallest ceilings in the whole of Snow City. This area is known as the Grand Hall. It used to have a much taller ceiling, but due to supply and demand, they have had to make the ceiling smaller so that they could fit new offices above it. It has also been subject to many extensions on the front, hence why the front has a black and white theme to it now. This area would have been used when there was a king, but it is now used when they have special guests. All the council people go and sit round a table. Next up is uniqueness in Snow City. Well, this is a bit of an awkward angle. One of the unique things about Snow City is inside-outside buildings. So they are old buildings that have been built on top of with new buildings, such as the Rainbow Building that we saw earlier. It has old buildings inside of it. The old buildings generally tend to be revamped to make way for new shops and new features. This makes it seem a bit more attractive, but also at the same time a little bit claustrophobic inside. The only downside of these kind of buildings is that it is a lot harder to get up the stairs, as they are normally hidden and don't have very much space to put them in. Another feature is old buildings in the city. There are many older buildings which were built at the beginning and have stayed very true to how they were at the beginning, such as this one here, which used to be the old trading centre when the town was only 4 houses big. Nowadays, it has been built on top of so many times it would be unrecognisable. However, there is still a line where the old building was. Right here, the wood spruce line. The first layer of this building is the old one. Hello. Next we have a tour of our castle that we have in our city. It's not actually a castle, because it's not owned by any king, but we call it a castle anyway. Ah well. But so, here we are outside the castle. This area is known as the courtyard. It used to be a courtyard many years ago, but has since changed, and most of the land has been sold off and has been built on, like over here, where there is now a hotel. This area in front of us used to be where the king would walk up and down every day, but since there is now no longer a king in the city, it has become useless. But it is still a big tourist attraction. Legend has it that pathway used to lead to the end of the world, but no one believes that nowadays. Here we have the treasury, where most of the treasures are stored from the city. It used to be known as the Royal Treasury, and still is by some people. Over here is a park known as the Oakwood Park. It is heavily fortified in some areas and has a barrier around it because people used to build in it, and it is an area that is protected. It is also one of the largest green areas in the city and was originally made to protect the wall over there from being built next to. Since then, however, it has become a popular area for villagers and cats to stay. It also reminds people of what it used to look like along this area before it changed into a city. Over here, you'll find a community area. This is known as the Wood Park Community Outreach Project, or the Wood Park Community Centre. It has been made to outreach to the community and those who are poorer, so that they can still do things which richer people can do. It is also made to help others in the community who might struggle with reading or writing to learn. This area here is part of the town square, and is where the Parliament people stay. It is a bit claustrophobic in some areas, but has also been decked out with some of the best things, so that the people can enjoy a nice relaxing area when they finish work. For example, there's a swimming pool here, which people use in the area. Also, there is seating up here. Hello, Enderman. This is where all of the Parliament people stay, so that they are close to work, if needed. Out here leads to Parliament Square, where, if there is an important meeting, the government will go out too. They will use the doors over here so that people can see publicly that they are going to their meeting, or that they are doing something important. Sometimes they will announce things here as well. Protests can also happen here. This is like a free space. However, no one can build on it. Right here, in front of us, is a train station. There are many train stations in the city. This one particularly leads all the way to Gollum City. Psst, if you've made it this far, you might want to like and subscribe. The next bit of this video is from the tallest building in the whole area. We are proud to say that it is part of Snow City, and it is a brilliant building. The new one building has a grand height of 232 blocks, which, given the height of the Earth is 110, means that it is a grand total of 120 blocks off the floor. It has a brilliant view, but is slightly masked on the top level by health and safety precautions. However, if you go down 4 levels, you can see much more of the city. You can even see outside of the city. As far as rendering will let you. It truly is a tall building. That is all from the news tower here in Snow City. Stay tuned for more Snow City news, as there will definitely be more coming. I hope you enjoyed this section of the news tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, or whenever you're watching it. Anyway, we will leave you with pictures of the city. Good night, good day, or good evening. or whatever time it is. I don't know what time it is.
Ah.